Hello everybody, this is Aegis StarCraft once again bringing you another video commentary. I am not too sure what we are going to be seeing today, but as you can see here, I am spawning as the red Protoss on the left side, and we have my opponent here, Guile. I'm guessing it's Guile. I believe I asked him a little bit about that. As the blue Terran here, nothing crazy so far, no planetary fortress rush, no proxy cannon from my part. I would never do that, of course. Or, well, I'm pretty sure I would almost never do that. And as you can see here, I'm just chatting it up a little bit, trying to get my opponent a little bit distracted, get his micro off balance, macro and everything. So, I'm not much to say right now. The Terran's doing a pretty standard 10 supply depot, and I've done my 9 pylon scout. As always, one thing I would recommend you guys doing on this map, and that I actually do not do, is check the Cell Naga watchtower first before going to your opponent's base, because especially if it's a Terran, this map is notorious for proxy Reaper rushes. So for example, here what they will do is over here in the corner of my side of the map, they'll put their barracks here. They'll send one of the first SCVs, put a barracks here, build a reactor there, and then this Reaper is in here like 2 minutes, something like 2 minutes and 30 seconds into the game, at a point where you pretty much can't even possibly have finished your cybernetics core, let alone a stalker or anything like that. So as we can see here, I am harassing. This frustrates Terran players so bad. I love doing it, and I kind of feel bad doing it because the SCVs are so vulnerable when they are building buildings. Not as vulnerable as in StarCraft 1, but look at this SCV, 25 out of 45, and this one has 5 out of 45. So as you can see, I'm actually going to take out this SCV. It seems like I'm gunning for it. I know I am. I know, because it's 5 HP, and I didn't just bring down 2 SCVs just to go back. So I am definitely taking that SCV out, and I don't care if I lose my pro, but I am. There you go. Dead. And look at that, he spent all this time. Like, you might not think that's a lot, those 10-15 seconds he spent wasting mineral mining time, but that kind of starts adding up, because that means that's 10 seconds whatever he was building is gonna be behind. So as you can see here, again, as always, I'm favoring the tech build. I usually, when I remember at least, I tend to go cybernet. I put this assimilator down, but I don't actually start mining off of it. Maybe one probe in there until I put my cybernetics core down. So my opponent here being kind of cute, hiding an SCV here, so he might have something in store for me. So this is one good thing you always want to do, any player you are, except for Zerg, I guess. You want to put something to have vision over here, over these rocks, because it's very common to destroy these rocks and harass you from here and then from the front of your base. So let's take a look at my opponent. I lost that SCV, so obviously I have no way to scout here. He's going for O-Build command, which is pretty standard, but he's actually gone for a fast Reaper. This is by no means a super fast Reaper or a proxy Reaper or anything like that. I wonder why. He probably misclicked here to his minerals, but this is still pretty early, and as you can see, he already has one here and I already spotted it. So look at this timing, look at the stalker. Just as the Reaper is there, the stalker came out. So here I saw this bunker, and that's why I said sneaky, because that's never a pleasant surprise, guys. When you happen to get a glance at a bunker right at the outside of your base, that's not good. So I don't freak out, I just play it cool. I have my stalker, he can't come out. If he takes this Reaper out, look how much damage he's already taken in like 2 hits. I already have 2 stalkers. You want to put these in a hold position, because you will see pretty soon he's trying to kite me into the bunker so that he can take down my stalkers, and you don't want to do that. Here comes the second one. Just hold him here, they're out of range, they're protecting your mineral lines. That's what he wants. Look at how all my buildings are pretty much here. One thing he could have done, actually, is he could have gone for this pylon, and that would have set me back a little bit, not too much. As you can see here in supply, I would have noticed that, but I thought it was kind of odd he didn't do that. So as you can see, 3 stalkers just in case he's trying to stick with this, and now I am starting to feel a little bit more confident. I don't actually see these 3 so far, 3 Reapers coming out. But let's take a look at his base real quickly. He's actually transitioned into starport, and he hasn't built anything here. He's not making any Hellions. He's making a second barracks, and let's take a look back over here. I see my Immortal came out, and this is time to attack. The Immortal took quite a few hits from the Reapers because they are actually kind of good against the Immortal, but the Immortal is going to obliterate that bunker. So I took out his SCV. He lost 100 minerals because he wasn't able to salvage that that bunker, and I believe he lost whatever minerals he invested in here. These Reapers cost a lot, and they're not doing anything right now, and they're not going to really benefit him and his army later on. So I know this. I know he can't possibly have that much more, so I'm pushing out with a couple of Stalkers and the Immortal. The Immortal is perfect for harassing the supply depots and the buildings here. Like, you see how he's put all these buildings here? If I get an Observer over here, I can harass him all day long, and his Marines don't have the range to attack from down here. So let's see back here. I actually want to check the Zelnaga Tower first. You always want to be aware of what's going on in the map. So as you can see here, taking out those Reapers were just cost deficient for him. So let's look at the production tab. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. He is making cloaked Banshees. And if you have ever look at this, my Observer actually, I'm pretty sure I didn't see this at this point, but my Observer actually gets here just as the first one goes out, and he supply blocked himself a little bit, so that's not good. But if you've ever gone against cloaked Banshees, it is the most obnoxious thing ever, and I'm starting to remember this game a little bit, and I guarantee you I will be tearing my hairs out in a little bit. So as you can see, always favoring the tech heavy route. This is kind of more like a little bit of, if you're confident in your skills, you want to do this. For beginner players, maybe the Forge is something you might want to do, but look at this. I've got a Robotics Bay and a Stargate that on one base. That's kind of a lot of stuff, and my mineral's a little bit high right now, but I'm going to start going down as soon as this gateway technology is out. So look at this. He is harassing me with a cloaked Banshee, and my Observer is on the other side of the map over here doing nothing. There's no way this Observer is going to get here. I have to run. I have to gun it. I have no choice. I have a Void Ray who's just sitting here. I've got a Stalker who's just sitting there too. I got a couple of Suds that can't do anything even if I could see this Banshee, and he's just pounding and wailing on me. And all this time I'm not mining. I'm trying to harass the front. So as you can see, I've actually pushed here, and I know this Observer's not going to make it back, so why even bother going all the way? I just have to wait till my next Observer comes out, try to hold the line here, try to harass a little bit, but I mean, this is going bad for me in all sorts of ways. Look at the units lost, guys. 10 units, 15 units, over double of what he has lost. I've lost over double that. So this little Banshee lived to tell another day. Cloak regeneration. Even myself, I wanted to cry after this. I remember I was about... I really almost rage quit here and just cried and then said, you know, screw StarCraft and give up my life, but that's not true. You know, I'd never do that actually. I just, it was so disappointing that I had done so horribly. As you can see, my second Observer here. And just lamenting the fact that I knew there were Banshees and I just didn't know they were so early. Because he, as you guys saw, he went from his factory straight into Starport and got the reactor and got the cloaked right at the same time. So now he is transitioning into more of an aggressive air superiority with with defense on infantry with the Ghost Academy. Now Ghost Academies are awesome against Ghosts in general are awesome against Protoss because of EMP, and that takes out pretty much any Protoss unit's shield, especially the Immortal. That is devastating because the Immortal's strength lies on his shield, which only takes 10 damage anytime it's up. So if a unit does 50 damage and the Immortal gets hit and his shields are up, it's only going to take 10 damage. So as you can see here, I know I can't risk trying this again. That was so disastrous. I mean, I'm still behind. Time is ticking. I lost a lot of mining time, and what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to distract my player. I'm trying to harass the back and harass the front. So I'm really in a bad position, but you know, you can't lose your cool too much here. My Zealot's getting stuck in the back. My Phoenix just kind of getting view, so I don't have to move my Observer. The Observers are kind of slow without the upgrade. And the Void Ray, this I think is my saving grace. This Void Ray was able to actually charge up on that bunker, which had nothing but Marauders in there, I believe. and now I'm just obliterating everything. Look at how much damage. Look how fast these units go. Marine dead, dead, dead. Everything is just dying to this Void Ray. Now he was able to see these, so he's actually done the smart thing and gotten those Vikings to counter it. But I've done the damage. Look at the units lost. Oh man, I do not know how I was able to do this. But I've actually turned the tables. He is almost 1,000 minerals behind me. I am taking out all his production units. The important things here are reactors. It's going to take too long to take out the factories, but I've taken out his reactors here. Now he can only pump Marines out of here. He can only pump Marines out of here. He can only pump Marines out of here, and Marauders here. Marauders are what he wants because I have all these Stalkers here. Now, this tank, I saw him sneak it away over here, so I used my Graviton Beam to actually pick it up and hit it with my Stalker as well. Two of them at least, so that's better than nothing. So he's gone with the Vikings still. He's trying to defend. I've got more units reinforcing. Look at this wave, this line of attacking units. He's quickly losing more and more units. Here he finally is able to hold back, but just as he's taken a little breather and sigh of relief, here are my units knocking at his door again. And let's see what I have done. It looks like this Banshee is actually going to deny my expansion, and that drives me insane because now I know that this Banshee is here, and now I know that my expansion is delayed. Look at how many minerals I have. I am running out very, very fast, and I can't keep up production as fast. Even though I have these minerals, I don't want to use them too much because I know I'm running out, and I don't know exactly what is up here other than ghosts. I don't know if he has a bigger army, if he has more Banshees. I don't want to use up too many of my minerals, especially the gas. The gas is key because minerals, the only thing I can build with minerals is Zealots, so those don't attack Banshees, don't attack Vikings, and I really want to conserve that gas. And I don't want to be wasting minerals either on Zealots that aren't really useful. This amount of Zealots is probably proper given how many Banshees and area units there are. I mean, look at this. He's got a reactor, he's got a tech lab here, I'm sorry, tech lab and a... Oh, I said it right the first time, never mind. He's making all these units that cannot be attacked by Zealots, but I am actually pushing in. I've got my staple warp prison him. I've finally been able to get my expansion up, but he's been these probes can only be in here for one reason, and that is because this Banshee is harassing me again and again. And look, actually had some couple units left behind just to counter any possible Banshee threat. So let's go back to the base over here, and look, this is so smart. My opponent has surrounded his Viking with SCVs, which are repairing him, and doesn't allow my Zealots to get in there. So they're just running around like little chickens, and a lot of people get mad at this because, you know, it's so frustrating. That Viking is taking no damage, and he's slowly wailing on my Zealots. Now, a couple of other Vikings over here, but I finally realized this, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I need to start moving my Stalkers in there, and let's actually keep these bars off so they can actually see what's going on. He's summoned mules to repair. He's desperately trying to make use of every single last resource. He's actually mined himself out of here, and I am probably I'm almost there, but he has the mules, so he's able to mine at a much higher rate. So as you can see here, there's just somehow, oh man, look at the units lost. This is amazing. I really don't know how I was able to turn this around. I think that one Void Ray was my saving grace, and what his mistake was is that he left his army here thinking that I was going to keep pounding on those rocks when I was really just trying to harass him while I try to build something up and actually recover from that. So he allowed me to charge up my Void Ray, and that is, I think that's one of the reasons why so many Terran players complain about Void Rays, is that you allow them to charge up and they are unstoppable. It's even hard to counter them with their own regular counters. So Mass Marines will work against Void Rays. Mass Marines won't work against charged Void Rays. So as you can see here, we saw a little bit of or just to recap real quickly, we saw an early Reaper. How do you deal that? How do you actually take that down and slow down? And we saw a fast Banshee. Now, you can actually get this Banshee a lot quicker if you go text straight into it. But as you can see, it's very difficult to deal with, and you just have to kind of keep your cool and try not to lose your whole army, guys. That first attack was disastrous. But anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed this, and as always, subscribe, rate, comment, like. Just let me know if you hate it, let me know if you love it. The more feedback I get, the more I can cater it to yourself. And definitely we'll see you guys next time, and have a good day.